So in today's video, I wanted to discuss 5 things that I really like about the i3 window manager so far. I've been running i3 now for about a week, and I have an idea of the things I really do like about the i3 window manager. Now, there are some things that I really don't like about it, but that'll be for a separate video. Today, I just want to focus on the positives, and I want to let you guys know the 5 things that I really enjoy. Now, these are just my opinions. I'm sure that you guys have your own opinions about certain things that you like about it, if you've ever even ran it. So let's go ahead and get into the video. Now, I do have some show notes here. So the first thing that I really like about i3 is gaps are now fully baked into the window manager. Before version 4.22, I have a thing up here. Yeah, before version 4.22, you had, if you wanted gap support in i3, you had to run i3 gaps. Now i3 gaps is pretty much, it's a dead project. The maintainer of the repository, I guess he's working for the i3 dev team, and everything is pretty much baked into i3 now. That's a really good feature. Why it took the i3 devs forever and a day to make this change, I'll never know, because as far as I'm aware, anybody prior to this version, anybody that ran i3, we all ran i3 gaps. I don't think any of us actually ran stock i3. So, like I said, this is a huge plus, huge win. So, now the next thing I like about i3 is you can move all of the windows to a certain workspace. I don't think it's a certain workspace. It moves it to the next monitor. Now, I run a dual monitor setup, so I have a monitor on my left and I have a monitor on my right. But what you can do, let's say I had all of these windows right here, and I can take all of these windows right here, and let me move my head a little bit, and we can move these to the left-hand monitor that OBS is running on. So let me show you guys. I need to enable my other monitor here. So those are my show notes. So let's say I wanted to take everything on my right hand monitor and I wanted to move it over. Well, I have a keybind for that. And as you can see, now my left hand monitor has all of those windows. What's cool about this feature is that you don't have to move each individual application to a specific monitor. You can move as many windows as you want. All it does is it switches Workspace. So if I had 15 different alacrities open, and this is probably going to run like a snail, but I can move these over to that other monitor with that keybind, and it just switches. And if I want to move it back, I hit my keybind and it moves back. Now, like I said, that is a very cool feature. I do really like that a whole heck of a lot. So the next feature, number 3, is the configuration file is relatively easy to understand. And what I mean by that is you don't need to know a programming language to configure i3. A lot of your window managers are written in specific programming languages. Awesome is written in Lua. So if you want to configure it awesome, you need to know Lua. DWM is written in C. If you want to configure DWM, you need to know C, or at least some of C. Qtile is written in Python. If you want to configure Qtile, you got to learn some Python. And i3 is written in a kind of a sane config, like it's its own little I guess its own little syntax, but it's very easy, and the documentation on the i3 window manager is fantastic. In fact, I would say that the documentation on i3 is probably one of the best. I would put Qtile up there as well, but i3 probably edges it out just a little bit, simply because you don't need to know any programming to configure i3. So let me go ahead and show you guys my config real fast. So this is my config of i3. As you can see, it's relatively easy. There's not too much in here that you're kind of scratching your head and you're like, hey, what's going on? As soon as you start learning about what bind sim is, like that's setting a key bind, and some of the stuff, like it's super easy. So and that's a huge plus, and that's a huge plus to anybody that is trying to have a window manager, because a lot of your window managers, like I said, are written in some pretty complex programming languages, and you have to do a bit of research if you want to configure it properly. So the next thing I would say on my list is one of the big features that I really like about i3, and I didn't think I was going to like this, is workspaces. Workspaces in i3 they're amazing. They're really, really cool, and I like, I like having certain workspaces on certain monitors. I didn't think I was going to like this feature, because I come from like Qtile and Xmonad and stuff, and they don't do this. But the more I've been playing around with this, these workspaces and everything, I really, really like it. I like to know that, hey, when I pull up a certain workspace, exactly which monitor it's going to go to, and yeah, that is super cool. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, in the i3 window manager, you can set specific workspaces per monitor. So on my left-hand monitor, I have workspace 1 through 5, and then on my right-hand monitor, the monitor that I typically work in, I have workspaces 6 through 10, and that's really, really cool. I do really like that feature. And then the last but not least, the last thing I really like about i3 is you have choice in your bar. So what do I mean? Well, I'm running Polybar right now. At the top of my screen, that's Polybar. That's not, that's not the i3 bar or anything like that. That's Polybar. And if I wanted to change Polybar into Bumblebee, for instance, I could do that. If I wanted to run i3's stock i3 status bar, I could do that. I could run i3 blocks. I could do that. If I wanted to run XFCE with i3 and use XFCE's bar, I could do that. So that's pretty cool. A lot of your other window managers, they come stock with a bar. Awesome comes stock with the bar. As far as I know, you have to use Awesome's bar. Now, Awesome has a really fantastic bar, but you have to use their stock bar. Qtile has they have a stock bar. You have to use their bar. Well, Xmonad, but you can use, no, in Xmonad you can use different bars. I'm trying to think of another one that you have to kind of use. DWM has its own bar. I think you can use something else with DWM, but I think it's a real pain in the ass. So pretty much you're stuck with DWM's bar. You get the idea. Whatever you want to do with i3 Window Manager, you can pretty much do. You don't even have to run a bar if you don't want to. That's a cool feature. So there are certain things about the i3 Window Manager that I have really, really liked over this past week. Now, like I did say, these are my own opinion, and there's 5 or 6 different things that I really don't like about i3, and I'll make a separate video for that. But that is pretty much all I got in this video, guys. Let me know in the comments down below. Tell me what you guys don't like about i3, or what you do really like about i3. And yeah, give me your opinions. All right, hit the like and subscribe if you like my content. And if you don't, then hit the dislike. But until next time, I want you guys to take care, be safe, and peace. Bye, guys.